afternoon and welcome back. Today I'm doing another foundation review, and it's actually a foundation that I have reviewed before. The foundation I'm doing today is by Bare Minerals and it's an original foundation. Last year I did a foundation review where I compared the original foundation to the matte foundation, but today I'm just doing the original foundation, and the main reason why I'm doing it is because they have introduced some new shades, and I think I have finally, and I'm saying this with crossed fingers, I have finally found the correct shade for me. So let me just give you some information about it. So this is it. This is the Bare Minerals original mineral powder foundation. Apparently it's the #1 mineral foundation in the UK, because I know there are lots of new style ones out there now. The colour I have got is a new shade and it's called Neutral Dark number 24. And if I just read some more information about the foundation for those of you who don't know about it. So before the foundation came in, I think it was 20 shades. There are now 30 shades, and there are new shades in the lighter, middle and in the darker shade, and I think there's about 3 new darker shades now, sort of deep skin tone shades. So what is the foundation? It offers full, medium and sheer coverage. It's for skin types sensitive, normal, dry, combination and oily. The finish is satin, radiant, natural. I always worry about the term radiant, and it has an SPF of 15. It describes it as a mineral foundation with buildable coverage and a natural looking radiant finish, now available in 30 shades for all skin types. What it does, it's made with only 5 ingredients. The award-winning Bare Minerals original foundation, broad spectrum SPF 15, covers everything and feels weightless. The creamy mineral formula provides a natural looking radiant finish that lasts up to 8 hours while diminishing the appearance of imperfections without drying out your skin. Now again, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to my channel and thank you for tuning in today. For those of you who have been with me before, hello and welcome back. Just to let you know, I've got very oily skin, so I do have blemishes and I do break out. And my struggle is normally just finding a foundation that looks natural, so natural semi-matte finish, and it's sort of a medium coverage rather than full heavy, but I do like my blemishes to be covered, so usually what I have to do is use a full coverage foundation that feels heavy. Yeah, I just like a foundation that's going to absorb my oils and will last for sort of 6 to 8 hours. I don't tend to wear my foundations for much longer than that. So today I'm going to be using this new foundation, this new shade in Bare Minerals foundation. I normally wear the matte Bare Minerals foundation, but they haven't introduced the new shades in the mattes yet, and I'm hoping that they will do later on. So in the meantime, I purchased the original foundation just to see if the colour matches. In the UK, the foundation costs £26.50, but you can buy it from various suppliers, and there is an online store, I think it's called gorgeousshop.com in the UK, where they sell it for £21.50, so that's worthwhile looking. I will put the details down below. In America, the foundation costs $28.50, and I think you can get it in most suppliers, most beauty supplies such as Sephora. Okay, so let's just crack on. I have already moisturised my skin. Actually, did I moisturise my skin today? Yeah, I did moisturise my skin. I have primed my skin, so I've used 2 primers. I've used the Bare Minerals Oil Control Primer. I've got it here somewhere. Yep, I've got this. So I've used that, and I used the sample. I haven't got it with me here, but I've used the sample of the Illamasqua Hydra Veil primer that I have, because it's kind of moisturising as well as mattifying. It's very weird. So I've used the 2 of those together. I've already covered up my skin with concealer and colour corrected, so I can just crack on and apply the foundation now. So let's go ahead and do that. So the container looks like this. It has a swivel sift lid like so, and that's the shade you've got there. And for those of you who've never used mineral foundation before, particularly Bare Minerals, they always say to is it swirl tap the excess off and then buff it into your skin. And the buffing is actually the most important thing about this foundation. It's not about caking it on, it's about buffing it in, and the more you buff it in, the better the coverage and how it looks. So that's what I'll be doing today. I'm using a Bare Minerals Face Precision brush. This isn't actually the brush designed for the original foundation. I think I bought this one to use with the serum foundation, but I actually use it as a liquid foundation brush because it is actually very good. If you've got a flat top kabuki style brush, anything like that which has got dense coverage will do for this foundation. Right, let's apply. Just like that, I think I have got the ideal coverage, so it's medium to full coverage. All my blemishes are covered. The colour is absolutely perfect. It looks healthy, it looks glowing. The term glowing always worries me because I have got oily skin, but I am really happy with how it looks at the moment. So very natural finish, and the colour is just perfect. So I'm just going to do a little bit of spot concealing, and then I'll apply the rest of my colour makeup. Look at that. That looks great. I'm so pleased with this. This looks fantastic. But the test is going to be how it looks for the rest of the day. So let's do a check-in time. There's my phone. Let's do. Right, so the time now is 1:45. So aim is to wear this for minimum 4 hours. If I can wear it for 6 hours, I will do. But it's minimum 4 hours I'll wear the foundation for. 4 hours is usually at the time I allow to test the foundation for oil control and breakthrough. So if after 4 hours it's looking horrendous, I will come back and I will do a review, because that usually means by that point I want to take the foundation off. If I can last longer, I will do. This is the finished look using the new Bare Minerals in a new shade Neutral Dark number 24, and I think personally the colour looks perfect for my skin. There's my face, you can see my neck. I think the colour match is pretty good. I'll just get in a little bit closer for you so you can see. So the camera's been zoomed in so you can have a closer look at the finish of this foundation on my face. Right, so as I said, the time when I applied the foundation was 1:45. So I'll come back to you in 4 to 6 hours and I'll give you my final thoughts on how I think this foundation has performed on my very oily skin. So the things I'll be looking at is the performance, to see if the foundation has managed to keep my oils at bay. I'll be looking to see if the foundation melts, it separates, it fades, and whether the foundation transfers. I think it's actually going to fail on the transfer side of things already, so I feel it's a little bit unfair to even test it on that, but I will test it on transfer as well. I'll probably look at the shade selection as well. Okay, so I'll see you in 4 to 6 hours. Take care, have a good day, bye. Good evening and welcome back. So I'm here to give you my final thoughts and review of the Bare Minerals Original Foundation, and what I was particularly testing today was one of the new shades they've got, and the colour I was wearing was Neutral Dark number 24. So they've got about 3 or 4 new dark shades. The colours I've worn before were medium deep, I've worn medium dark, and I've worn golden dark. So too red in the undertone or too dark in the shade, and they just looked just either very ashy on me or just make me look like an Oompa Loompa. What Bare Minerals have recognised is that dark skinned people can have neutral undertones as well. So the colour I've got is the Neutral 24 Dark, and I think it matched me perfectly. Absolutely fantastic colour for me today. So they had 10 new shades in total, quite a few in the lighter skin tones. So I will give a list below in the description box of the 10 new shades that they have got, and you'll see. And I'm putting in a swatch now of the shade that I'm wearing. So that's the new shade I'm wearing now. Okay, so let's go through this and see how this foundation has done. So what I normally test for, I test for performance to see if the foundation has melted, faded or separated. I test to see if the foundation has managed to control my oil, and I test to see transfers or not. This foundation, I do not expect it to perform well in the transferring stage. It's a powder foundation. They don't make any claims about it being transfer resistant, so it's going to transfer. So today, what have I done? So I've been outside, I did a little bit of work outside, came back at home because I've been working from home today. So I've done some paperwork and touching my face, and I could see that the foundation transferred onto my hands and transferred onto the paper. So I already know transfer is already bad. I did some cooking today, so it was a bit hot and oily and steamy, and I was sweating a bit because it's actually a very warm day today in England. It's about 20 degrees centigrade, so it's actually quite warm. So I have actually blotted my face with tissue already, but the foundation is still on my face. So if I'm looking at the performance of the foundation, considering that I have actually blotted my face already, you can still see that I've got pretty good coverage still. I can still see a little bit of my contour on my face. There hasn't been any fading off on my forehead at all. Apart from the oily areas, it still looks pretty good. So I'm going to say at the moment, just before I blot, I'm going to say initially that performance-wise, I'm going to give this a good 9 out of 10. Obviously for oil, it hasn't been that great. I did blot, but what I actually blotted today was actually more sweat rather than oil. The oil did start to break through about 2.5 hours into wearing it. So I put this foundation on at 1:45 this afternoon. I didn't show you the time. The time now is 6:20. So I've been wearing this foundation for about 5.5 hours. So yeah, I started feeling the oil coming through about 1.5 hours, 2 hours into wearing it. So that's not great, but it hasn't been looking excessive considering that it is actually a warm, sort of humid day. So it hasn't been looking excessive, and this has been about as bad as it's got, really, to be honest. So this is not bad. So again, initially for oil control, I'm going to say I'm going to give this, what I say, 7 out of 10. But the good thing, because it is a powder foundation, which again, it's something that I can walk around with, I can carry around with me, and if I wanted to, I could easily just do a little bit of a swirl, do a little bit of a tap, and if I wanted to, I could reapply during the day, just like that. So I could do that during the day, or I could do a blot with my blotting sheets and just reapply then. So again, it's one of those foundations which is, in a way, it's good that you can reapply during the day. You can't really do that with liquid foundation, so you know, that's good. Transfer, as I said, transfer, it was terrible. I just can't even score it on that. So transfer wise, I'm going to say out of 10, it's a 1 because it's terrible. It just is. Let's do a blotting sheet test. So right, there's one up here. Okay, that's mainly foundation. I'll do another sheet. it's 2. So that's like 2 sheets there. I'm going to take into consideration, because I did blot earlier on today, as I said, with the tissues. So I'm going to say I would have probably have had, if I didn't blot earlier on today, I think it would have been probably about 3.5 sheets. So in reality, I think oil absorption out of 10, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. For performance, I actually think it's performed really well, because it hasn't faded at all. It's just allowed the oil to come through. So I think for performance, I'm going to give this, I'm going to stick to my original score of 9 out of 10. So what am I on? I'm on 16.5 out of 30. For transfer, as I said, the transfer is rubbish. So it's got to be 1 out of 10. So it doesn't sound that it's really good, because I'm only giving it a 17.5 out of 30. It's basically because of the transfer. But I think if you just take the transfer side out of it, it's actually a really good foundation. It feels good. I could definitely wear this in the summer. This foundation is superb, and you've got more of a chance now of getting your shade, correct shade for you, than you have before with the new 30 shades they've got. I just really hope that they introduce these 30 shades in the matte. If they introduce that in the matte, that'll be the foundation I'll wear, and happy days. I think that's all I can really say about this foundation. I'll put the swatches, if I can, I'll put the swatches of the shades. I'll include them in this video. So it's a foundation that is wearable and practical. So yeah, definitely a double thumbs up from me with this foundation. And well done Bare Minerals for introducing those new shades, because at last I've got my shade. And to be honest, when I tried this colour on earlier on today, I actually did feel quite emotional, because it was a perfect match. So thank you very much, Bare Minerals. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you want to know when I do a new upload, if you press the little bell which is next to the subscribe button, it will let you know when I do another upload. Okay, so thank you very much for watching my video, and I will see you soon. Okay, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.